Today, in my comparison of things British versus American, I thought I would talk to you about convenience stores. First, a question. British people, do you call them convenience stores? I don't really hear that term used, and so hopefully you know what I'm talking about. For us in the US, we have the big stores that we go to in shopping centers that have all the things. Big footprint stores. And then we have little stores that we go to, which are usually a different chain or brand entirely. So big stores would be things like Kroger, Walmart, Safeway. But little stores, convenience stores, would be things like 7-Eleven, or in some ways, even a drugstore chain, a pharmacy chain like CVS is kind of a convenience store because they have grocery items as well as health and beauty items, etc. And they're all over the place. Like, that's what you're going to find nearby if a large supermarket is too far for you to drive to. The thing about convenience stores in the US is that I really would not want to buy food in them. I'm very suspicious of the food in convenience stores, especially anything fresh or produce or, like, heaven forbid, meat. Like, no, I just would not want to eat anything there except for maybe a chocolate bar, something packaged and safe. So I don't really see it as a place to go if I need to do some shopping. One thing I love about where I live here in England, in Cheltenham, is that I can walk to a Tesco Express within 5 minutes. And because I don't drive here and I'm frequently without a car, it's wonderful that I can do little shops or even kind of big shops by coming here to this Tesco Express. That's another big difference, is that the major grocery chains, or as they call it here, supermarket chains, Tesco, Waitrose, M&S, Sainsbury's, Morrison's, they all have neighborhood versions. So I think it's Morrison's Daily, Sainsbury's Local, Tesco Express, M&S Food, and Little Waitrose. It's so different than it is in the US. I thought this would be a fun thing to show as a comparison. So I'm going to show you first my neighborhood Tesco Express, and then I'm going to go to the Little Waitrose that has opened up here in Cheltenham. I've never been to it yet, so I will take you on my first time so we can discover that together. Then when I'm back in Texas in a couple months, I'll take you to a convenience store there, to a 7-Eleven, and you can see what food shopping would be like there. Okay, let's see what's inside this Tesco Express. There's actually a pretty nice selection of flowers, fresh flowers here in Tesco Express. That's not something I would buy at a convenience store in the US. You can get this nice big bunch of roses for 12 pounds. The place I always walk to first in the Tesco Express is the produce section, and this is the thing that I think is most incredible. There are all these fruits and vegetables, refrigerated and the regular shelf-stable aisle. And there's just an amazing assortment of really good quality things. So I'm getting some baby plum tomatoes today for merely 85 pence, which is just shockingly less expensive than I would spend in the US and not something you would find in a convenience store. I'm making salad for lunch, so I'm getting this bag of rocket and baby leaf salad, also known as arugula, with Mizuna spinach and baby red leaf lettuce. So that's a nice salad mix, and it's only £1.10. The fresh berries are the things that my American friends are always amazed by when I come and show them what we have here, just at the neighborhood little shop. You've got these British strawberries, which are just amazingly delicious and juicy. And raspberries, I mean, they look great. That is something I would never buy at a convenience store in the US. Blueberries, same thing. Every summer, I just can't get over how great the prices are on berries and how good the quality is. I mean, look at this. There are 3 types of mushrooms: chestnut, closed cup, and shiitake mushrooms. Again, the prices are insanely affordable, even for, this Tesco Express is higher priced than the big Tesco, but the prices are still such a great deal. They even have beetroot, 2 types of beetroot. I'm mind blown. This cracks me up. They have pate. Pate. I mean, 6 types of pate in a convenience store. I think that is hilarious. We've got lots of hummus. This is something I buy a lot. A lot of varieties and tzatziki. Then, of course, there are prepared foods. This is a refrigerated section, but there's various types of meat pies, quiches. The quiche is really good. Sausage rolls, mini sausage rolls. And I got to show you the cheese, of course. There's Stilton, Wensleydale, Double Gloucester, lots of Parmesan. Oh, I have to show this. Paneer. That's something that you're not going to find in an American supermarket. 2 kinds of really good fresh mozzarella. And sadly, something I can never find in an American supermarket, halloumi. There's halloumi here for £2.40, and this stuff is so delicious. There's also kind of everyday regular cheese in blocks and slices. This is the kind of tofu I buy. Very different than American tofu. It's firmer, but the fact that I can get tofu at my corner store is something I really appreciate. And there's all kinds of prepared foods, from pizza, you can get refrigerated pasta, soups, lots of soups. And there's an amazing variety of meat as well. Gammon steaks, bacon, rump steak, sirloin steak, hamburger, mince, and sausages. Even vegetarian and chicken sausages. Smoked salmon is something else in the fancy category, along with Scottish mackerel. These are things I would not expect to find in the US. And then, of course, the packaged foods that you would expect to find in a convenience store. It's just a much wider variety here. Like 4 kinds of pesto. I want to see how many pesto varieties I can find in a 7-Eleven in Texas. We've got fresh pastries that are delivered every day, like pastel de nata, croissant, loads of bread, loads of milk, lots of cereals, and of course, lots of sweets and chocolates. It's just, here you have the really yummy Cadbury chocolates. I'm not going to show you everything in every aisle, obviously, but I'm just always amazed at how many things that I can find here and how I can do so much of my shopping just in the corner store. And even though the prices might be a few pennies more than the big Tesco, I still feel like it's a good deal. Now I'm off to the next British convenience store, and I'm excited to go to this one because I've never been here before. It is a little Waitrose store here in Cheltenham that I believe opened last year. And while I have been to the big Waitrose many times, I can even walk there on a day I'm feeling energetic, I have never been to a little Waitrose anywhere at all. So I'm very curious because Waitrose is more of a posh supermarket. We don't shop there every week. Tesco is our main place that we go, but there are certain things that we do prefer from Waitrose. Well, especially cocoa powder. They have a really fantastic cocoa powder. So like yesterday, I went to Waitrose just to buy cocoa powder. But our general grocery shops, I usually do at Tesco. But let's see what a little Waitrose, like convenience store will be. Because the big Waitrose is, in my opinion, upmarket, I'm curious to see what they'll be selling in a little convenience store in a petrol station. So here's the little Waitrose at the Shell petrol station. And hopefully when I get back to the US, I can look at a convenience store at a gas station there for a comparison. Okay, let's see what we've got at Little Waitrose. Unsurprisingly, there are lots of sandwiches, but they do seem like pretty nice sandwiches. Ham hock and red Leicester ploughmans, salt beef, mustard and mayo, chicken katsu curry. Yeah, this is pretty fancy. Coronation chicken. And then we've got some vegetarian things, mozzarella and roasted tomato, and then a plant living hoisin no duck wrap with pickled cabbage slaw. Oh, here it. Steak and caramelized onion chutney. Yes, I'm only 1 meter inside the door, but I've already decided this is a posh convenience store. Pastrami and Emmental, brie, bacon and chili relish, roast chicken and stuffing. Yeah, this is not just normal cheese and onion sandwiches. Oh, and the salads actually look like salads I would be willing to eat. So that's my test, are these things that I would be willing to eat? Thai style prawn and noodle salad. Yeah, Ian would definitely eat that. All right, looks good. In the beverages, we have protein shakes and fruit juices, including things like a turmeric recovery shot and a ginger immunity shot. I have to show this. It's a Tex-Mex dip selection. I have to see if we can find that in Texas. We've got some dips here, guacamole, tzatziki, roasted red pepper hummus, and then picnic things like little Cumberland picnic eggs and sweet chili jam sausage rolls and popcorn chicken with barbecue sauce, and some pork pies and sausage rolls. There is kind of typical lunch meat stuff, but then also fancier things like antipasto platters and extra large king prawns. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find that in Texas. There's also larger take-home things like roasted garlic bread and full-size pizzas. Ooh, that one looks really good. Garlic, mushroom, and fresh spinach. If I wasn't going out to a pub dinner tonight, I'd be buying that for us. And we've got milk and ice cream and soda. Let's see what other things there are. When you don't want to do takeaway and you don't want to go out to eat, you want to eat at home but have something yummy, they have lots of options here. So there's single serving spaghetti carbonara and beef lasagna. But then I love these. It's Indian takeaway for 2, Chinese takeaway for 2, and Asian takeaway for 2. Asian, I think, means Thai because it has Thai green, Thai chicken curry, red Thai chicken curry, pad Thai, sticky rice, and vegetable spring rolls. I mean, that looks amazing. Now, these things are about 14 pounds, which might be expensive compared to other refrigerated entrees, but I think compared to a takeaway, if it's good quality, that's actually a good deal. Oh yeah. Speaking of prepared meals, we've got Parmigiano Reggiano and truffled chicken Kiev, beef bourguignon. Yeah, these are some fancy things here. Okay, this is interesting. The fruits and vegetables are in this refrigerated case behind a door. So we do have raspberries and strawberries, not nearly the selection or quantity that we have in the Tesco Express that's not far away. We've got some salad mixes, some tomatoes, oranges, pears, and asparagus, green beans, carrots, onions,
I don't know if you should be keeping onions in the refrigerator. What do you think about that? Same thing with potatoes. That sounds a bit sus to me. But yeah, there's just one variety of mushrooms. So there are some vegetables here, but I feel like the produce selection is a lot more limited than Tesco Express. However, what's here does seem to be good quality versus what we might find in Texas. We'll see. Ooh, we do have some Scottish salmon fillets, cod fillets, fillets. And then we have various sausages and British bacon and beef burgers and even a rump steak. So yeah, I think, and they do have some chicken breasts down there. So yeah, pretty good selection of food. Not sure they're getting the turnover they should be because a lot of things are marked reduced, which to me means they're about to expire because they don't have the turnover they should of their inventory. This is a good comparison with Tesco's. We've got various sauces here, but this is the only pesto sauce we have, is this pesto sun-dried tomato next to the kind of pasta sauces. So yeah, a lot less selection of the canned foods and condiments as well. Okay, I've found something fascinating here. Canadian maple syrup, 330 grams for £6.45. I think that's a really good deal, especially since it's pure maple syrup from Canada. The only jam they have here is strawberry. Yeah, that's kind of sad. More jam is necessary. I have not had any tonics yet this summer, so I'm going to be buying some of these caramel wafer biscuits. I just bought Fairy Liquid at Tesco Express, and it was £1.10 for that size bottle, which is $1.55 here at Waitrose. So yeah, this is a bit more spendy. And in the hot case, we've got some cheese and onion slice, sausage rolls, American hot pizza. That's really funny. And pepperoni pizza up here. And then a few baked goods, brownies and donuts and croissant. For Chalkies, there's Linder chocolates, so that's kind of fancy pants. And then all of our normal chocolate bars here. Since we are going on a road trip tomorrow, I think I'll buy Ian's favorite fruit and nut bar. There are some nice flowers here. Ooh, look at these roses. That's pretty lovely for a petrol station.
Well, that was fun. I think it is definitely more upscale than a convenience store at a gas station in the US is going to be. Let me know what you think. Do you think that was some fancy stuff in there? Was it as posh as I think? Or do you think that's just normal? Well, I am back in Texas and I am ready to go take you into this 7-Eleven to look at food shopping. Full disclosure, I don't think I have food shopped at 7-Eleven in decades. I can't even remember the last time I was inside a 7-Eleven. Now, 7-Eleven is the biggest convenience store chain in the US, and there are locations, urban locations. If you're in a city center, you could go to just a 7-Eleven store that's on its own. But normally here in suburban Texas, 7-Elevens are part of gas stations. So we're going to a petrol station 7-Eleven today to see what the food looks like. There's a lot of beer, a lot of energy drinks, a little bit of water, a lot of electrolyte drinks, Gatorade type stuff, and sodas. That is the milk selection. Just one kind of gallon and half-gallon milk. Iced coffees and juices.
And then this is the alcohol, wine, and then larger containers of sodas. An enormous selection of crisps, chips, and nuts and pretzels and candy and sweets. And another whole aisle of chips and crisps. This is the kind of food you're going to find here mostly is like pot noodles, or as we call them, cup of noodles or instant ramen. Sauces, one sauce. 1 can of Prego spaghetti sauce. That is it. So no pesto in here. Mac and cheese, tuna, Spam. That's the kind of meat you're buying here. Spam in a can. And then, of course, because America is protein obsessed, we've got all these ultra processed foods that offer you protein, like protein cookies, protein donuts, and protein bars. This is what 7-Eleven is known for. Hot dogs rolling on a grill that have been here for who knows how long. Hot dogs, sausages, taquitos, and some kind of suspicious looking pieces of pizza and chicken wings. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so we got a few donuts and croissants from the day. This is what 7-Eleven's really known for, though, are drinks. So we've got a big coffee station here, and frothy coffee and various coffee flavors. And the Big Gulp, this is what 7-Eleven is famous for, the Big Gulp, so gigantic containers, gigantic vats of either sodas or Slurpees that you put in these Big Gulp cups, which are just enormous. I've never had one because that's not my thing, but a lot of people love them. So this is an idea of something healthy you would get at 7-Eleven. Getting a Greek yogurt bar in mint chocolate chip flavor rather than an ice cream. It's about as healthy as it gets here. Okay, I had a hard time filming in there because I walked in and the person who was the cashier kind of manning the place, he was the only person in there. So he walks in and there's just me walking around casing the joint, and I know they're really concerned about shoplifting. So it was a little tense because I didn't want him to see me walking around filming the entire store and wondering what in the heck I was doing. But they have security cameras all over, so he can just stand in one place and see me wherever I am in the store. But thankfully, a few people came in and bought stuff, so I filmed some things really quickly. But there was no fresh produce. I didn't see any fruits or fresh fruits or vegetables anywhere in that store. So that was really different. No salads, no healthy alternatives except for ultra-processed foods. Except this was the healthiest thing in there. I felt like I couldn't leave without buying something, so I bought a package of pistachios. I think it was about $1.50, $1.60, and it feels like there's about 7 pistachios in here. But at least I bought something. It didn't leave empty-handed. Really interesting, though. If it's not a place to go to do your weekly food shop or even a fill-in food shop. It's road trip snacks or just kids stopping in here after school to get candy, or slumber party snacks, or your up all night snacks and come in here and get something. Yeah, it's just not real food. Not real food is what I would say. And I hate to be snobbish, but I would not eat a hot dog or taquito or a piece of pizza out of those warmers. I'm kind of surprised people do. So tell me what you think about the food selection that you saw here in the biggest convenience store chain in the US compared to
what there is available in the UK. And let me know your thoughts on convenience stores or small format supermarkets in the two countries. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, and do something good in the world today.